everybody, and welcome to week 1 of financial accounting. I just have a few things that I want to go over today. One of them being your expectations in class. Make sure that you are reading your announcements, checking the discussion threads on a timely basis and several times during the week. Discussion topics are due by Thursday, and you are required to comment back onto your peers' discussions at least twice throughout the week as well. You need to respond with 150 to 200 words. Now, some of these topics seem to be, just answer the questions real quickly with an A, B, C, D, or matching or something like that. But at the very least, I want you to be able to give me quote or restate, reference somewhere in your text or online that helps you determine what your answer is. This way, if there is some discrepancies between you and your peers, we can go back and we can reevaluate that. And it also opens up for, oh, I didn't see that in the book. That's a good thing to bring up, but I did find this information somewhere else. That opens it up for a variance in discussion. So I recommend always doing that to get your full points. If you do not comment on your peers, that will be an automatic 5 points taken off of each discussion post. So if they're only worth 25 points anyways, that really starts decreasing your grade pretty quickly. Please use APA style for your assignments. I'm not a real big stickler on this, but I do want you to have your title, your introduction, the body, a conclusion. Make it organized. I really like when people use headings and subheadings as well. Use references and citations correctly. We should have already done the plagiarism statement and signed your name to it. So make sure that you're using those references as well. There's a rubric on every single assignment that shows you the requirements and how many points each thing is worth. So look at those prior to submitting assignments as well. That's what I will go off of. Always ask questions and allocate an appropriate amount of time. Don't wait till Sunday evening and try and slam something together. Just try and get those points. Work throughout the week. Work in little increments so it's not such an undating topic to work with. Asking questions. What I would do is, if you have questions for me, feel free to use my personal email or my phone number. And that way, just say, hey, Mrs. Leatherman, can you go check the messages? And I will pop on. I do not get any notification that there are going to be messages. So it could be 24 hours from, especially if I just checked it, until I check it again. And you may have messaged me in there at some point in time. So use it professionally. I assume you will use it professionally. You can use my number and email. And just let me know that something's coming up. There's a great accounting overview in your notes with a PowerPoint. This section is kind of just an overview. It's looking at assets, liabilities, owner's equities, stockholders' equity, what those are. Those are pretty elementary accounting overview, because this class is going to be more into management styles with information. So you have to know how to utilize the accounting information to then make decisions and reflect on the different aspects that we'll be looking at. You will also look at financial statements, what statements are used for. You're going to be looking at statements and looking at the futures for businesses. It's important to just know the underlying of those to understand how to make decisions as a manager. You also need to know the accounting cycle, the analyze, record, post, adjust, prepare, and close. Discussion 1, I do want to bring that up for a second, so I'm going to share my computer with you, my screen. Okay, so in the classroom, on discussion 1, week 1, it is going to ask you to just assign A, an asset, B, liability, and so forth, to number 1, accounts payable, supplies, dividends, etc. So it's basically matching. This is exactly what I'm talking about with your discussions. You need to give me either a justification of your answer. So accounts payable is a liability. But why? Why is it a liability? And if it's a liability, then where did you find it? Okay, give me a source, a page number, a definition, something to that effect, okay? So to get the whole 25 points, I do need you to elaborate on these discussions, and that will open up the opportunity for you to have more discussions with your classmates. So that's what I was discussing there. That's about all I have for this week. Like I mentioned, most of it's just kind of reading and getting into everything so you know what's going on. You will also have introductions and expectations. Make sure that you are introducing yourself, and I'll be reading those and commenting back this week. You have a discussion 2. This is looking at annual reports. There's an Amazon letter. This is a link that will take you out for you to look at. You need to read kind of through that and indicate what type of information you would expect to be included, okay? So kind of look at a sample and give that information to us, what you would expect. There is a test, your evaluation, and there's also an apply. This is kind of a busy week for us getting started. This is a case review. And if you have an operation, ABC operation for this, this topic, there are 3 questions. This is to be in a essay form, okay? You need to be working with an introduction, a body, a conclusion, and your references. Even though you are just answering a few questions and reflecting on this information, you still need to bring in additional information that is pertinent to this topic. Again, APA, and make sure that you are saving it so it's easy for me to determine whose document I'm working on, as well as with that APA style, make sure your name and title and all that is on there as well. If you can, I'm going to look in the discussions for your introductions, but I need to know if anybody is healthcare or if everybody's still the organizational behavior. So if you can let me know either in messages or in your discussions, that'd be awesome. Okay, I will post this if you were not able to be at the recording. I will post it in our messages. And if you have listened to this, please send me back a code that says Class Live rocks. Have a good evening.